everybody. Lake Station Community Advocate and Educator here, back again with part 2 of Lake Station School Referendum Fear-Mongering. And yeah, they're fear-mongering. Because when they tell you they're going to get rid of all books and all Chromebooks, what are your kids going to learn on? We don't have the technology. We don't have the school safety. Yeah, you do. And you've gotten the money. And that's why they did federal and state audits with the State Board of Accounts and found that you guys were at fault. But let me start to address the second half of this. It says we will reduce and eliminate some instructional materials, textbooks, and Chromebooks. Now, I went through this, but what happened to that large technology loan they received? Yeah, this one, that right there, or here's one. Like, this one here for education and operating. And yes, they can actually take that money and transfer it from one to the other. So they've gotten quite a bit of money for Chromebooks and books and other technology. They've gotten it. But let's go back to that because they want parents to freak out and go, oh my God, what are my kids going to learn on? They're going to fall behind. Oh my God. Stop. Calm down. Breathe. Let's go through this. The next thing, as you see, the summer programs will be eliminated. Well, they seem to be doing pretty good shoving ideology down these kids' throat for the summertime. Instructional technology upgrades and advancements will be decreased. Now, at this point, people really need to say, you know what, just stop lying to us. We're not stupid. The problem is they won't because they're playing it and feeding it as, well, it's only like $35 a month. You can afford that. Okay, so here's what you do. You take some stranger and just give him $35 a month, and you tell me how long that's going to last for you. It's going to get kind of crazy. And then you got to do that very same thing for the next 8 years. I think it's quite a bit of a waste of money. Okay, $35 doesn't seem like much, but for some people, that takes quite a bit of money and quite a bit of food out of their home, gas even too. But my thing is once you get grants and loans for technology, and that you already bought these things, what are you doing with them? Because if you haven't bought Chromebooks and books and technology, tell me what you're doing with the items then. And if that's what I'm saying is like, come on, people, something isn't right. You can't take these school loans and grants for technology, go buy these things, and then fearmonger the community into going, we'll just get rid of it because we're not going to have the funds. You've already gotten the funds. You've already gotten the items. So why are you fearmongering the community? School safety and upgrades will be decreased. This is a good one because not only were they bragging on the school referendum board meeting the last time, where they were openly bragging that they bought security cameras for outside and for inside, they've heightened their abilities to do these things. So once they've already bought the cameras and they've already bought all the security stuff, not only did they do that, but they hired this many SROs. Right here. Count those. And at $30, $35 an hour, that's quite a bit of money. Quite a bit. Especially after you've already put in security cameras all over the school and you have adults in the school, right? And so that's something that I would like for everybody to think about. So once you've hired these officers and you've gotten, security cameras inside and outside all over the place, how are you going to get rid of that if the referendum don't happen? That tells me that you really aren't managing funds or you're just fear-mongering. Field trips, field trips. If you remember back in my day where you had your can wrapped in aluminum foil and your soggy peanut butter jelly, which, by the way, it's a very fond memory for us people that grew up in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s, is peanut butter jelly sandwich. It was soggy on a field trip day. But they're saying that parents will have to pay for all the costs. Everything. Now, pay attention. They're fear-mongering people again because, remember, they already get taxes for fun. So they're not going to lose it because they're getting it through the taxes anyway, regardless. Okay? And if parents do have to pay all the costs for the field trips, well, at least they know exactly where their money's going and it's not being mismanaged through multiple channels within the school district. Because that's why they had state and federal audits, because this money was being lost. It was coming in and it was disappearing. And they actually didn't even show receipts for a lot of it. And don't take my word on it. That's all in the State Board of Accounts paperwork that you can find on www.sboa Go online, find it, look at the audit reports, click on any of the audit reports for Lake Station Community Schools, and you're going to find what I'm saying true. And it's right there for all to see. But my question is going to be is what about all those cash financial donations that you're getting from people throughout the community? It's quite a bit of money, but you're funneling those funds directly to sports. As this document shows, this is not mine but theirs, as you see right here, the amount of money in which they are receiving for just one athletic sport. And that kind of counteracts when they're saying we're going to have to get rid of athletics because we don't have the funds. Well, that's quite a bit of money right there. And especially considering they already have all the equipment and they already have all this stuff. Tell me how, and this is not the first, by the way, but tell me how this amount of money and the following month that they've gotten cash donations, how that's not helping. They can blow it on sports, but they won't blow it on academics or school buses. Isn't that funny? Here's a fun one. Our performing arts and athletic programs will be decreased or eliminated. Now, like I just showed you, they're getting quite a bit of money. And by the way, it's not one-time donation. That's multiple. I can go into their school board meeting minutes, and I have them all downloaded since 2006. 10, something like that, I believe. I have all of those meetings, and all of those meetings, they get quite a bit of those financial donations for sports, but funny how they can't find it for the other things. However, let me touch on this. Remember they tried to eliminate music class. I don't know if you guys remember Miss Kentaff, and she was an amazing teacher. Their excuse was, well, we can't afford her. They couldn't afford the music teacher, but they hired quite a bit of SROs at $30 an hour, but I'm pretty sure that teacher was a whole lot cheaper. But just, hey, whatever. So they've already toyed with the idea of getting rid of things as such. Okay, so don't let them fearmonger you. They need to stop this, and y'all need to stop being so worried and freaked out by this. If the schools don't get it, my kids are going to suffer. They're already suffering. They have adults that are within a school system that are not doing their jobs correctly and properly. And had they are be doing it properly and correctly, they wouldn't be struggling. But I'll get to that in a moment. Now, here's the importance, right, is one, let's look at the reality, is, well, performing arts and athletics, a lot of this is not actually Core 40. And as you see there, that's Indiana Core 40. What are the requirements to graduate? That's not actually part of it. So let's keep going. But this is why the importance on academics is so much more important than sports. Now, yes, sports can be used as a great tool, but in all reality, how many of them kids at each school are going to make professional? It's a very minuscule percent that will make it professionally. They may get through college, but they may not make it, and I will guarantee you that a lot of them are not going to make it into professional sports. So stop relying on sports and start relying on academics. And as we see our misunderstandings of what's going on in a referendum, academics is needed in this community. But what about that $50,000 that came from the City Redevelopment Commission that everybody praised? Oh, thank you, Mayor Bill. He gave us all the money. The Redevelopment Commission did, not him. Stop trying to blow him up. He has enough problems. Trust me. He's got enough stuff going on. So stop trying to blow him up to make him seem like he's some sort of savior. Because if he was a savior, he'd have said, take this $50,000 and stick it on academics. But he didn't. It got used for athletics. Funny how that works. Stay with me for my next quick video because it's going to show you that they've gotten the funds and they've screwed up. Don't believe me? It's going to be on the State Board of Accounts. Yes, and while this is an old document, they are still continuing to do the same thing today, and I can show you documents for just recently where this same stuff is still going on continually. I'm a Lake Station community advocate and educator here. I hope you learned something, and I hope you're not being fear-mongered into paying for things that they've already gotten grants and loans for, and they've mismanaged it, and it ain't my words. It's State Board of Accountants, federal audits. Stay with me till next time. Be an eagle, don't be a crow. Challenge the status quo, because if you don't, you never know what you can achieve on your own or together as a community and for the long haul.